Welcome to another video. So you can see a problem on the screen and I'll get into that in a minute. But before I do, I want to explain how I proved Santa was real. So this was when I was about 6 or 7. I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I started to hear these rumors and conspiracy theories. Now, if you don't celebrate Christmas, you probably can't relate to this, but if you do celebrate Christmas like my family did when I was growing up, you know about these conspiracies and these theories that Santa is not real. I know it's a crazy idea, but every so often you hear these things, and especially as a child, they are quite scary. You know, people say your parents are lying to you and things like that. And, you know, what I wanted to do was to prove that Santa was real. All of these theories were based on proof by contradiction, and I just didn't believe in that when I was 6 years old. So I wanted a direct proof that Santa was real, and I tried to find a way of doing this. And eventually I came up with a genius idea, and it involved leaving a letter for Santa under the tree that nobody else knew about. So I wrote out a letter for him, and what I wrote was, well, hello Santa, basically I hear these rumors that you're not real, and I'd really appreciate if you could just trim off a few of your whiskers from your beard and leave them in the envelope for me. And so I woke up on Christmas morning and I checked the envelope, and sure enough, there were 3 white whiskers from his beard in the envelope. So there you go. That's how I proved Santa was real. And to this day, nobody else knows about that letter other than me and Santa. So I'm actually revealing quite a big secret there. So I hope you appreciate that, and you can take that away and know that Santa is real, and you don't have to kind of stress about these crazy conspiracy theories anymore. All right, so now we're all on the same page. We all agree Santa is real. Let's get into some maths. The problem on the screen dates back to 1821, and it appeared in a book by John Jackson. Now, I don't know much about John Jackson. I couldn't find much information about him. All it says in the book is he was a private teacher of mathematics. And in his book, the problem said, "Your aid I want, 9 trees to plant, in rows just half a score, and let there be in each row 3, solve this, I ask no more." So it's a bit of a rhyme, and by the way, a score is 20, so half a score is 10. So the translation is, can you plant 9 trees in 10 rows with 3 trees per row? A bit more of a detailed translation there is basically we have 9 trees we need to plant, and if you're drawing this on paper, maybe you want to draw little dots instead of trees, and we want 10 rows. So 1, 2, 3, that would be a row there, and 3 trees per row. So if I have, say, 5 trees, and I planted them in this configuration like this, so I'd have 3 along the top and then 2 down here, then I'd have 2 rows, right? 2 rows of 3. So I want actually 10 rows of 3 like this, and I only have 9 trees to plant. So that's the problem. Feel free to pause the video now if you'd like to give it a go. Alright, I'm not really sure what to suggest in terms of problem solving technique for this problem. I solved it just by kind of messing around with different shapes, and eventually I found one that worked. I'm sure there are mathematical ways of approaching this, but I think the trial and error and kind of guess and check method is fine here as well. So I started off with just a square, so the 9 trees in a square shape like this. And that gets you almost 10 rows. So if I draw these out, that's meant to be a square. And let's see how many rows we can find with this shape. So we'd have 3 horizontal rows like this. And they're all meant to be lined up in a square. So I apologize if they don't look exactly lined up. But we have 3 horizontal rows, 3 vertical rows. So that's 6 so far. And then we have these 1, 2 diagonal rows. So that gives us 8 rows. So not quite 10, we still needed 2 more. So I kept playing around, and I felt like that was the most efficient shape, or the closest to what it would be. So I kept on this style of shape, this square shape, and I figured out that if you move the corners a little bit, then you actually create 2 more extra rows. So the solution that I found was if I move these trees out a little bit, so out here a little bit, what this does is creates 2 additional rows through these diagonals. So let me show you what I mean by that. I just changed the color to green again. All right, so now what we have is we still have those 3 horizontal rows like this. Oops, let me do that one again. Like this. And then we have these diagonals over here. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Actually, I should have kept a tally. So I've had 1, 2, 3. Let's do a tally over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 so far. And then I've got 1 more. So that's 8. And then these long diagonals through the middle to the corners. So that's where those extra diagonals or extra rows come from. All right, so there's your 10 rows of 3 trees per row using only 9 trees. So I know there are at least 2 more solutions. I'm not sure if there are any more than that or if you can prove there are only 3, but you may have got something different. And feel free to post a link to an image in the comments or whatever if you want to show if you got a different solution. But yeah, there you go. That's the trees problem from 1821. And actually, if you search online or Google this problem, you'll find a whole bunch of information about it and how people are solving these types of things. So there you go. That's about as Christmas related a maths problem as you'll get from me. If you do celebrate Christmas, I hope you're looking forward to spending some time with some people that you care about. And if you don't, then I hope you're still looking forward to a break from your studies and hopefully you get a little bit of time to relax and a bit of time to yourself. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you found that interesting and I hope I put your mind to rest about the rumors or conspiracies you might have heard about Santa not being real. I can assure you I have direct proof that he is real, and you can share this story with anybody that doubts it. Alright, thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you found that interesting or you liked that maths problem. Subscribe if you want to see more content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.